be filling in with you guys later this week ahead of the 4th holiday, so a little teaser there. But Wally Lukachinsky, full locks, everything. But you know what? I think especially today, a day like today, it's perfect. It's, it's pristine. This is the type of environment that you want when you're at a course like this. And also, Wally, love the locks, but it's probably got to feel nice, too, that you don't have to be sweating too much, huh?
Man, I can't tell you how nice this is. If this was the green up here, we'd be playing fast today. The greens are quick. It's very short right now. Here's the kicker. You mentioned the locks. This was brutal in the summer. You get the 90-degree heat.
Yeah.
Trying to go to sleep with that thing. This last 3 weeks has been nirvana. I didn't realize I had a big thank you to McKenna Nelson for whooping my rear end in golf, so I had to make it happen.
I had COVID hair for 4 years, and then it graduated, and it was gone. And that's one of the things I loved, Wally, is it's like when it's hot, everything's cooler. And it just wears on you, just there, and it's heavy, and it's warm.
It never dries, too. When you're in the shower,
Yeah.
it takes like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
It's just damp. You feel disgusting.
Yes.
Well, I also got to compliment Jon Arias here, too, the voice of Wisconsin Badger Volleyball, who's joining us again here on Saturday Scramble. Had a great time in studio. Happy to have you out here at TPC Wisconsin ahead of Vibez City, the Vibez Golf Tournament. And John's rocking a sweet mustache. We were talking about some of his options, too. Look, I don't know what I just got the middle part going, so that's a new experiment for me. But
Well, I have a question
John,
for all those who rock mustaches who are listening right now. I must ask you guys a question.
Hey-o.
Hi-o. So I've had this for about 2 or 3 weeks, just for fun, just whatever. And I have an issue because I catch myself every other minute. It's going to happen if you're watching on YouTube, where I just start, like, touching my mustache. And I catch myself, I'm like, stop touching your face. You look weird to people, and so I have to stop. But it's an issue, and I think it's probably going to be the reason why this thing gets shaved off, because I can't stop touching it.
Is it a subconscious thing, or is this something where you're almost like admiring, where you're like, look what I've done? Look
I don't
what I've
know.
created
I
here.
have no idea, but I'll just start.
You look very stoic, though, if you do that, though. It looks like you're
You think
deep
so?
in thought.
Yeah, I'm
single
very
time.
contemplating something important.
Exactly. It's, what is this guy thinking?
He's
He's clearly thinking of something right now.
Thinking of golf, basically, most of the time.
That's it. We're excited, and that's exactly why we're out here, too. So also, if you have some advice for John, and if you are alike, very similar situation to him with, feeling the mustache once in a while, well, 844-770-3776, the talk and text line, the Carveless talk and text line. Listen is more as John. So the question that you're asking, how do you force yourself to stop feeling the mustache?
Any good suggestions to stop stroking your mustache?
What about a bad suggestion? Because how about you get almost like a shock bracelet, and you entrust a friend. Every time you see me touching this thing, give me a shock.
It works for dogs.
That sounds aggressive now. What are we going to do?
Yeah, but it's not like
out here?
Well, I mean, if it helps, it's something like every time it's that negative reinforcement. You got to remind yourself, bad John.
I think that's a great idea, actually. If I started getting shocked on the wrist every time I touched my mustache, I would probably stop. I think that's a really good idea.
You guys know you don't have to do this, right?
Well, don't have to do this. You said I should keep this thing till volleyball season. I'm like,
I think you should keep it through volleyball season.
I think it's going to get through June.
It might be a permanent fixture now.
I mean, if anything, it could be like a stress relief, too. You could just, stroke the mustache and just, take a breather. Hey, like I said, we've got a very pleasant scramble round ahead of us. But look, golf could be a stressful game too. So it's like I said, you're lining up on the green, you're looking at that putt. You don't want a 3-putt. I'm the legend. I'm the king of 3-putts. Don't get me wrong. But you just sit, you look at the green, you try to evaluate, you stroke the mustache. I think this is a good situation you got going here.
Like a 30-footer.
Exactly, man. I'm in my Tiger Woods polo too.
I noticed that.
I noticed that too. Yeah.
This is the Tiger Sunday Red mock collar. So I'm all about fashion. That is the thing too. It's all about fashion here too with Vibez Golf, comprised of the group of former Badgers. We've got we should have Melvin Gordon, Daria Gumbawali joining us too. I've heard that Ty Montgomery, the former Packer running back, has also been invited to the show too. Very excited. Hopefully we can get him. Jason Wilde for sure will be joining the show. And for those of you who usually listen to the Saturday Scramble, we're on a different hour. We're from 12 to 2 today here on 100.5 ESPN. Pablo Iglesias, Jon Arias, and Wally Lukachinsky. This is a true scramble because also back in the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison, we have Chrissy Birdsall filling in for Riley Yauk on the producer side. Chrissy, how you doing over there?
Doing well. I'm so short in this video screen. I'm learning how to set everything up for the first time today.
Hey, listen, this is full scramble, so you know what? We just try to play best shot. We'll do what we can. We're a team. We're going to make this one work. How's that sound?
I love that.
I love it. I love it. Well, again, being out here for the Vibez Golf Tournament and just about everything, it's this, again, I cannot really put it into words how beautiful it is to be out here at TPC Wisconsin. Of course, good vibes all across the board. Like I said, I always like to come out. I'm wearing my Jordan golf shoes and everything, man. I'm ready to go. It's all about the fit for me.
Wait, those are golf shoes?
These are golf shoes. Yeah, they got spikes on them, man. These are Jordan
cool.
6s. Listen, I was talking a lot of smack to these guys, too, because this is the first time I'm actually playing in this tournament alongside John as well, too. We've got a couple groups that are getting out there. And you know what? The other thing, too, is I'm very strategic with how I plan things and how I plan my fits. I had to go with the Tiger Polo and the Jordan 6s because there's one thing that's very symbolic about the Jordan 6. Those are the shoes that he wore when he won his first championship.
Oh, okay.
So we're coming out with the dub today. I'm calling it right now, baby.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
I will say this. I also think it's very fitting, too. You have the second best basketball player ever shoes and the second best golfer ever shirt.
You're just choosing violence right away, aren't you?
Starting this right now?
I just
How
figured
are you
it's a
going
good
to do
way to
this?
start
Okay.
early on.
Well, then who?
Yeah.
Is this a LeBron question? Wait, that's
I
right,
mean, it's
'cause you're-
absolutely LeBron James.
How about
First
you're
of all,
a Pittsburgh guy.
I was born in Akron, Ohio. There's another very talented athlete out there that was born in Akron, Ohio, too. So naturally, you got to roll with him. But then,
Unreal.
of course, here's the thing: Tiger Woods probably most dominant for a stretch of time.
Yes.
But I think it's kind of hard to look past Jack's longevity and what he was able to do in another very, very talented era.
There's arguments for each. I get it. I like to celebrate both Nicholas, Woods, LeBron, Jordan, because they're all uniquely good or great, rather, in their own ways. But I think if you had to choose between LeBron and Jordan and Jack and Tiger, which one is – I would give the edge to Jack over Tiger, but I'd give it over MJ over LeBron.
We got to go MJ over LeBron.
And the
here.
Jack Nicklaus, because didn't he finish second so many times? He could have had this major title just way out of
We
reach.
love a second-place finisher.
Well, if you're going to go second-place finishers and go finish, give him the best ever claim, LeBron, how about all those back-to-back, he went 9 or 10 straight times to the finals?
Hey, listen, what he did with all those straight trips to the finals, I don't think we're ever going to see again from another player. So there's definitely give him his love for that. But listen, I'm a 90s kid, so or not kid, I was a teenager. But the point is this: you go 6-0, that's pretty damn special.
It is.
No
do it in
game
that-
sevens.
And here's the other thing:
Never reached the game
his
seven.
teams are scoring
That's impressive.
90 points a game, and he's got a third of them, if not more. It was a different game. And if Jordan played during LeBron's era, dude, he would score 40-plus a game. Easy. If you got all these calls for just doing all this other crap that guys get away with now, man, he'd be scoring 40-plus easy. Because he was scoring 30. He's scoring a third of his team's points back then.
Well, if you want to talk about what would happen if you change eras, though, LeBron, going back with the quickness he has with his
He'd be
size.
such a baby. He'd be injured.
Everything changes with the culture, too. If they're not calling the fouls, all of a sudden you know that LeBron's not going to be sitting there on the ground doing the peek under the eyes. Did they see that he blew on me?
And doesn't
This
that
is just entertaining to watch this back. It's a tennis match for me right now. If you're watching on the ESPN Madison YouTube tree, I'm sitting right in the middle. Wally's to my left, John to my right, and it's just fun. Keep going at it, boys.
So if you're telling me LeBron is going to change his
Thank you,
style if
Chrissy.
he played in the 80s and 90s, don't you look at him now and go, why aren't you tougher? Why don't you
Because
take
you're
that
rewarded to
mentality?
not be tough in the NBA.
Do we think that Giannis has brought this point up, and I believe he talked about this too on Bucks Plus Audio, which you could hear on the ESPN Wisconsin app, that the game itself today, he would like to see a lot more physicality. He thinks that you're being
Calls are
rewarded.
awful, man.
Yeah, you're being rewarded for certain things, like Trae Young and his specific plays, the head fake, and then
SGA, man. He'll just drive in and jump on the ground.
And he's a baller. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, he's
he's
great.
a baller through and through. But also, it does feel like that there are some easier calls here. How do we feel about the physicality, real quick?
Well, I think that everybody wants more physicality. I think I miss a little bit growing up in the 90s myself, too. I think you and I have this. We got to see those Pistons and Spurs series where games are 80-78. I'm not making a call for that. But I don't want to see finals games where it's 136 to 131. No defense was even attempted throughout the game. Where it starts is you got to stop rewarding these guys for flopping.
I agree. 1,000%. We can agree on that.
It really never felt like appointment television until maybe like the last couple minutes in the NBA Finals. Solid series, but not one that really goes out in the top 10. Speaking of top 10s, the Pro Football Focus putting out their top list of head coaches in the NFL. Where Matt LaFleur ranks, you guys are going to be surprised here. This is the Saturday Scramble. Pablo Iglesias, Wally Lukachinsky, I was about to say a different name.
That's
Wally
fair.
Lukachinsky, Jon Arias, live from TPC Wisconsin. We'll take a quick breather.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
After a storm, even seemingly small damage can lead to major problems. If your roof or siding took a hit with this recent storm, your insurance may cover the damage, but the process is still a nightmare. Badgerland Exteriors makes it seamless. They'll guide you through every step and get your family's home back in tip-top shape just as fast as that storm ripped through.
Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
It's heating up at Metro Kia of Madison with their summer sticker sales event. Drive home the all-new 2025 Kia Sportage with 1.9% APR for 60 months, $1,748 cost per thousand finance. Hurry, this offer ends June 30th. Plus, if you own a current Kia EV or PHEV, you may qualify for an extra $1,000 loyalty bonus toward a 2025 EV6 or 2026 EV9. These sizzling deals won't last. Offers end July 7th. Head to Metro Kia of Madison today or browse their inventory at metrokiaofmadison.com.
Catch the feeling of Hawaii at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison with our 100K Luau promotion. The festivities take place on Saturday, June 28th. Starting at 4 p.m., 24 winners will each select a cash prize between $1,000 and $10,000. Then at 7:30, one grand prize winner will take home the big one, $30,000. We're giving away a total of $100,000 at this luau. Aloha. Put on your Hawaiian shirts and head over to
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The sound of summer is on ESPN Madison.
The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Madison's home of the Brewers.
At the track, at the wall, jumped up. Jackson Chario brought it back.
Catch every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN.
Back and watching it sail. It's a grand slam.
Brewers baseball on ESPN Madison is presented by Hard Rock Casino Rockford and brought to you by the Pfister Hotel in downtown Milwaukee.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the Anarch, packed with features like image stabilization, pin spotter mode, and rock-solid accuracy. Backed by a legendary no-questions-asked VIP lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service, Vortex has you covered. Ready to upgrade your gear? Visit maplehillgolf.com and search Vortex to see the full lineup. Vortex Golf, you can bet on it.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Welcome back to TPC Wisconsin. This is the Saturday Scramble. Pablo Iglesias alongside Jon Arias, Wally Lukachinsky. We are getting ready for arguably one of the biggest parties here, potentially at TPC Wisconsin. Of course, aside from the American Family Championship that was just a couple weeks ago, the Vibez Golf Club Vibe City Tournament. Man, I am just ready for everything. This is a good vibe. It's a good time, good people. They also got the full swag out there, man. You know what? Another drink that's got to be flowing too. You know, once we clock out and get to have a little bit of play, the water hazard. By the way, you guys ever had the water hazard? Real quick.
What is the water hazard?
It's a mix. It's we won't give out any free pub, but it is a mix of any type of vodka. You can also put what was it? A lemon lime soda. There we go. Almost gave out free.
Yeah,
pub.
I felt it.
Other free pub. It was on the lips.
Be as
then,
generic as possible.
And a blue sport drink. So there we go. In the most generic way possible, the store generic brand way.
That sounds good.
It sounds refreshing is what it sounds
you're
like.
hydrating and you're getting a little fun on this.
Yeah, exactly. So that might be the choice once we sign off here. Get to play some holes here in the scramble format. Again, we'll also have some of the former Badgers that have helped put the Vibez Golf Tournament together. It's just a great cause too, and just again an awesome week. But to pivot a little bit, we'll talk about that later. The other side that we mentioned though, where Matt LaFleur stands. Let me ask you guys real quick. Matt LaFleur amongst all the head coaches, we obviously know that Andy Reid and Nick Sirianni have to be up at the top. But where do you guys believe Matt LaFleur stands? Is he top 10?
It's very tight. We were talking with Jason Wilde yesterday on the Damn Sports Show, and from about 6 to 15, I feel like you can almost interchange any name. We've gotten to a point where the top half of the NFL coaches, there's not that like 4 or 5 elite guys anymore, and then there's this like massive fall off. Because these systems are so similar, you have very similar style coaches. I think you can make a case LaFleur should be as high as 6, 7, 8 in that range, but at the same time, I feel like he gets penalized for the quarterback play he's always had, and it's almost like he has to go above and beyond before he's going to be given the credit that he probably deserves.
You know, I would love to go down this list because I know, Wally, you're so passionate about this, and I want to see you take out coaches or the coach that you would replace and put Matt LaFleur. But when you just asked that question, Pablo, like my first thought was he's right on the edge. Like, can you put him 8 and you see the list, you're like, okay. Can you put him 12 or 13? I know it's only top 10, yeah. But and you'd be like, maybe a little low. But I guess my point is, what you just said there, Wally, you know, you can start to interchange coaches from 6 to whatever. I think that's the case. So when I see this Pro Football Focus list and I don't see Matt LaFleur, I understand how Packers fans are going to get upset and they're going to go, well, what about LaFleur? I'd take off this guy, I'd take off that guy. And you're probably right. And I think it's just one of those things where it's like, if he's 9, you're probably like, okay. But if he's off the list, you're probably like, where is he? So I think he's just riding that edge.
Yeah, and what it looks like here. So let's riff off the top 10. I will just say, quick spoiler, Matt LaFleur is not on the list of top 10, the Pro Football Focus top 10 returning coaches. Words are hard today for some reason.
They're always
hard. I saw
hard.
Colin Jost last night, so that probably had to have done it. So they also moved us, too. They moved us from one table to another. Great view. And then the server also said, drinks are on me because I moved you guys, so bear with me.
You move me all the time.
Yeah,
man.
Exactly. Hey, twist my arm. So we're back, though. Don't worry. As I mentioned, the Pro Football Focus ranking the top 10 returning NFL head coaches entering into 2025. We'll shotgun through this to give you the top 10. Number 10 is Kevin Stefanski of the Cleveland Browns. 9, you've got Dan Campbell of the Lions. 8, you've got Sirianni and the Eagles. That's interesting. The defending Super Bowl champions. We might touch on that one a little bit. 7, Kyle Shanahan and with the 49ers. Number 6, we've got Jim Harbaugh at the Chargers. Number 5, Mike Tomlin, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 4, John Harbaugh, the Baltimore Ravens. Number 3, Sean McVay at the Rams. 2, Sean Payton, the Denver Broncos. And Andy Reid with the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, keep this in mind. This isn't saying the best teams. These are the best coaches that are returning.
What's the criteria, number 1? Are we going just off stats? Are we going off longevity and resume? Are we going off, like you just said, just like opinion of who the best guys are that can craft great teams? Like, I need to know the criteria. But when you go to Sean McVay, number 2,
Yeah,
he was 3. That's the kicker. You have Sean Payton at 2.
Oh, Sean Payton. I'm sorry. Sean Payton.
Which is insanely high.
Yeah, and so when I see Sean Payton, thank you, I think, like maybe in 2000 something else, but not 2025.
There's never been a coach that has made more money and made more social equity than it was Sean Payton on that onside kick call in the Super Bowl. Are we talking about him the same way if they don't win that game? Not a chance. Being number 2, that's insane to me. Well, I mean, what have we seen in the last 8 years from any Sean Payton-led team that justifies this? That one was the most egregious.
So you take Sean Payton off, number.
If I'm not taking him off, I'm throwing him way down this list. 2 is insane.
How about Stefanski at the end?
Yeah. Oh my God. The only playoff win under his belt, he was sitting at home with COVID in 2024. Only postseason win, period.
So I would take him off the list.
To jump
top 10.
To jump in a little bit with the criteria here based off of Pro Football Focus, players ultimately decide who wins and loses football games, but coaching plays a massive part in optimizing their performance. This list is certainly not a shortage, or rather, it's not just about the wins and losses. It's about getting the best out of their team and everything. So we can't say that again, that this list is based off of who the top teams are. It is who the top coaches are in the situation. But it is surprising to see Sean Payton at number 2. And just for me, it's thinking about what does this now mean for the Green Bay Packers. I don't think this is necessarily an indictment on Matt LaFleur, but it is concerning knowing that, like, as you said, Wally, that you talked with Jason Willie, I believe, on the Damn Sports Show, too, about this, is that it's the same situation with the quarterbacks. After the top 10, you rank those tiers in quarterbacks in the NFL. It almost does feel like a crapshoot, honestly, if you look probably give or take 11 to 17. Just because if you're 11th and the 17th quarterback, I think there's a significantly smaller gap than we think. I don't think just because you're 17th and you're 11th, that range, it feels like it's a lot closer. So it's just an indifference for me with where Matt LaFleur stands. Again, just heading into what, I don't know, it always just feels like it's a pivotal season for the Green Bay Packers. Is Jordan Love going to take that next leap? This is his 3rd year as the starter, too, and this is the season where he just keeps pushing them. How do you boys feel about that?
So when you see the rankings, kind of going to what you were just saying, I feel like, do they matter? Absolutely not, but we're human beings. When you see that yourself, we can say that I'm not paying attention to rankings, to social media, to everything like that.
Oh, that's
we're human beings.
Man.
That is not true. I'm interested because LaFleur, he's probably looking at this list and being like, what do I got to do to get up there? Because once again, his teams do overperform. Even 2 years ago, where they're in the divisional round against the San Francisco 49ers, that was a team that was projected to win 7, maybe 8 games. And last year, I know the difficult start with Jordan Love, bum leg, didn't really turn it on until after that Bears game in Chicago. But you saw that team go and push at least an Eagles team that goes to the Super Bowl. People forget that was a one-possession game in the fourth quarter this last year.
Did they really push them, though? It felt, if anything, it was
one-possession game in the fourth quarter on the road? I think you take that chance anytime you have the opportunity. Did they play as well as they should have? No. But you can also go back to defense. What were they supposed to do?
So what does he have to do? Like, if you I'm with you, Wally. And for me, I don't care about lists, dude. Like, I see a list, I don't get too worked up about it because I understand what most organizations are doing. They're putting out lists so people click on them and people talk about them. And usually I think they play
Lo and behold.
They play some shenanigans on lists. But with that being said, what does Matt LaFleur need to do to get into this type of a top 10 list? Like, what's the next step? What does he need to do?
This is why these goofy lists are goofy to me, because I don't think it's anything that he has to do. It's what the team has to do.
Yeah.
This team has to go to a divisional playoff round. They might have to go to a conference championship. It's not, oh, wow, Coach LaFleur, the red zone percentage went up a little this year. Special teams were a little better. People, these lists don't pay attention to that. It's too much the team results, which is why the Sirianni at 8 was a little surprising to me as well.
Sirianni at 8 is very surprising. Again, as you talk about a coach that's defending a Super Bowl championship, I mean, why not? Why is he 8th, and why is Sean Payton 2? We could ask this question a million times and maybe not even come to a solution that feels good. But we do have a lot of questions for our Packers insider, Jason Wilde, on the other side. We'll take a quick breather. Pablo Iglesias, Jon Arias, Wally Lukachinsky. This is the Saturday Scramble live from TPC Wisconsin ahead of the Vibez Golf Club tournament.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
The GRB Academy is baseball for the serious player. GRB Academy wants to be part of your plan to reach your potential. Utilize GRB Academy's 52,000 square foot facility, 14 batting cages, and 6,000 square foot weight room. Personal lessons at the GRB Baseball Academy are available year-round. With over 300 college players and over 150 Division I players, GRB has consistently led the way in the Midwest for college recruitment and player development. Visit their website, grbacademy.com, for more information. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
People travel the world to collect Hard Rock shirts, and Hard Rock Casino Rockford is going to give the people what they want. Get in on the action at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, where all new Unity card signups receive an official Hard Rock shirt, plus free play to kickstart a winning streak. Whether you're spinning the slots or playing the tables, you'll be dressed for success. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's Hard Rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
And as Pella goes into another windup, it's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years.
Pella also provides a free in-home consultation, which includes a no-obligation quote.
That's always a great play because working with one of Pella's design experts is such a wonderful, no-pressure get-together. I know this from experience.
With a range of affordable options and products assembled in the USA, you can get the look you want at a price you can afford.
And there's no reason to wait with this incredible deal going on.
Get no interest and no payment for up to 2 years.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply in 6/30/2025.
Hey Wisconsin, it's construction season and the Wisconsin DOT wants to help you safely navigate work zones in your area. Check 511wi.gov or download the free 511 app to see current road work, closures, detours, and camera views on your route. Wherever your travels take you, know before you go with 511wi.gov. That's 511wi.gov. And remember, know before you go. Always park the phone while driving. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
Listen to Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin on 100.5 ESPN.
This schedule gives you the opportunity to put your flag back up top that mountain and say, hey, that little Honolulu blue was cute. Kings of the North? No more.
Wilde and Tausch, weekdays 9 to noon on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
ESPN Madison is proud to partner with Mentoring Positives for our 3rd annual ESPN Madison Open. Mentoring Positives is a nonprofit based right here in Madison and is dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. As a trusted presence in the community, Mentoring Positives has been helping young people build confidence, leadership, and purpose for 20 years. They're changing lives right here in our community. Visit mentoringpositives.org to make your impact today. That's mentoringpositives.org.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the Saturday Scramble. Pablo Iglesias, Wally Lukachinsky, Jon Arias, live from TPC Wisconsin, the site of the 2025 Vibez City Vibez Golf Club tournament. Man, oh man, I'm just happy to be here. This is a good vibe right now, man. Everybody's coming out here. We got Melvin Gordon coming up a little bit later. Daria Gumbawale. I know Ty Montgomery, former Packer running back, has also expressed that, hey, he'd love to jump on the show, man. It's a beautiful day out here. As Ben Brust would say on Kyle Brust and Nortman, you can hear 2 to 4 on ESPN Madison. It is a great day to be alive. And, man, Brusty hit it on the head because this is what, we're all just excited to be here for. Happy to be here, boys. Happy to be here alongside you both.
This makes life so easy, too. When you have events like this, everybody's got the big smiles. The energy's high all over right now. This is gorgeous weather. We just had a flyover a second ago. Pretty sure that was for Jason Wilde's call that'll be coming up here shortly. We have to get more performative every time we talk to Jason. It felt just right.
The pomp and circumstance for Jason definitely feels like it should be necessary for a guy of his stature.
Yeah,
his nature.
Deservedly so. 3-time Sports Writer of the Year. That ain't a mistake.
Yeah, but I do have to say that at some point, so this is the better part of the whole scramble format. We're just staying on brand here. I will be jumping off during this Jason interview. No offense as we get him set up over here on the other side. Chrissy Birdsall doing a great job of that. Jason, if you're listening, no offense. It's not that I don't want to talk to you. We got to kick Tara's socials out here too. Here at the Vibez Golf Club tournament, people are starting to roll in. Registration is starting. I know the putting contest, which we're actually looking at the putting green too from where we're sitting at TPC Wisconsin, is going to be happening in front of us, and it is a long.
There's a putting contest.
There's a putting contest, and last year they gave away a sick Cobra putter.
Dude.
It was electric, man. I'm going to tell you, though, it was at least like a good 40-50 foot putt.
See, I feel like if I was in a putting contest, I'd lose. But I feel like I'd at least have a shot. You know what I mean? Like, you can get lucky on a putt.
Yeah, that's it.
You can't get lucky over 18 holes.
You gotta be a good lag putter. So, gentlemen, it sounds like that we may have the green lights, and I will hand this off to Wally Lukachinsky over here on the Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN. Wally, take it away.
You're the man, Pablo. We're going to welcome in now the 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde. You can hear him live on Wilde and Tausch weekdays from 9 a.m. till noon across ESPN Wisconsin and on that ESPN Wisconsin app. Jason, long time no talk. It feels like we just talked yesterday or something. How we doing?
We did. First of all, let me be very clear before I say anything else.
Uh-oh.
Excited to talk to you. You all right?
Yeah, no, I was worried about where this is going. I've got a feeling it could have been negative to me.
No, not at all. Come on, don't think that way. Excited to talk to you for a second consecutive day. John knows what high regard I hold him in. Always great to talk to Chrissy. But I was looking forward to talking to Pablo. Am I understanding this correctly? He stopped by, and then as soon as I was coming on, he left?
It's pretty much that happened, yes.
Yeah, he was like, hey, Jason's coming on at 12:30. It sounds like a great time for me to go collect some socials for you. Here you go.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to take offense to that at all.
No, you shouldn't. I think it goes back to you doubting him hitting a 30-yard field goal in the pressure right there. He says that he was going to be nails on that, so maybe it all stems from that.
He still hasn't done it.
Well, yeah, he doesn't have to. He's just confident he would. And until it happens, nobody can prove him wrong.
If we've learned anything from the great Walter Lukachinsky, it's that you got to do the stuff you say you're going to do.
Wow.
You can't just claim you're going to do it, and then when you don't do it and you get clipped for it, you stand in and you take it like a man, like you have on all the things you failed to do.
I was going to say, that felt like a compliment, but it was a little veiled.
It sounded a little,
like, Wally, you fail so much, I appreciate you following through on all your lost bets. Which, you know what, I'll take it as a compliment.
Yeah.
All right, I can live with that.
That's exactly my point. Yes, exactly. All right, guys, what are you up to at TPC Wisconsin today?
The Vibez Golf Tournament, Jason. It's awesome. It's awesome vibes out here. And the course, I've never played this course. I'm going to be in the Scramble in a couple hours here, and I am just pumped. Have you played the course with your daughters?
I have not. So you're on the Saturday Scramble, and then you're playing a Scramble.
Yes.
That's quite the. Did you have scrambled eggs for breakfast?
I should have.
That would really be the triple the hat trick there. No, I've never played it. We were there, obviously, for the AmTam Championship, which they did an amazing job with, and it was really cool to see what had been Cherokee transformed the way it has been by the Tizianis and obviously everyone who's been involved with that, and Steve Stricker certainly. But I have not played it. The girls, we're going to start a little bit easier, quite frankly.
Okay.
For me, not for them. They're great.
Okay.
But for me, I need to ease my way into a course like that.
Since we're still not talking football yet, I've got one more non-football question for you. I've been rocking a mustache for like 2 or 3 weeks now this summer. I did it just to have fun. My buddies were coming. Okay, well, my buddies were coming for golfing, and I thought it'd be fun to have a mustache. Now, Pablo is trying to get me to keep it for volleyball season. I guess my question is, have you ever sported a mustache, and do you think I should just take this thing off, or should I keep it going for a few more months?
All right, so a couple things here. And first of all, it's June 28th. We don't have to get the football conversation necessarily because there's not that much important going on. But first, I would defer to Walter, who, A, has been an expert in his own facial hair, but B, has been hosting a show with a guy with a really bad, like, even Larry Bird would be embarrassed by that mustache, Corey Sparks. So where has Wally come down before I give my vote?
I think he pulls it off. It's a good look on him. The problem with Corey is it's like you said, it's like light blonde, John. It's tough where it's like if you're sitting 6 feet away from him, you don't even realize he has the stash.
Yeah.
Jason didn't know for like the first 4 months we were talking to him. And all of a sudden he's like, wait, you have a stash? We sent a picture, and for the last like 5 months, he's been like, Corey, you got to shave that thing, my man. That's tough.
Yeah, it's gotta go. All right, so John, I will monitor since Pablo is so busy with the socials. Mm-hmm. I would assume that he can find the time then to post this mustache to the socials so we can all see it.
Yeah,
so I look forward to that. We're going to be down there for Badger volleyball camp in a couple weeks, so hopefully I'll see an even fuller version of the mustache. But I have to say, I am a huge fan of the show Ted Lasso. Not as much when they get into all the romance and the relationships and stuff, but the actual soccer and the coaching stuff. Yeah. And I'm rewatching it on Apple TV. So I have changed my position slightly on mustaches. And if you can get to the point of a Magnum PI, of a Ted Lasso, then I'm willing to entertain the possibility that I'd give it a thumbs up. But not on me. It is definitely not a good look for me. I would not ever consider. It's really bad. Really,
I feel like
really
he'd
bad.
have a Tom Selleck stash, and he's selling a store right now. But that's all right, Jason. We'll keep our eye out there for you and get that video or picture posted for John. But I do want to ask you, because you kind of hinted at it right there, that it's June 28th. There's not a lot of stuff going on in the NFL right now. In the position that you're in, as you are trying to follow this team, what are the type of questions this time of year that you're trying to get solved, that you're looking for? What is it that your eyes are open for?
Well, let's see. What do we have on the schedule today? What time does Sid have practice for volleyball? When do I have to drop Maddie off to run with her team? That's the stuff I'm interested in this time of year because, look, everybody's on vacation, even Matt LaFleur. Now, I will say that when we get to the 4th of July, I think Bill Huber, my buddy from Sports Illustrated, posted today that the first day of training camp is 25 days away, which, I got to be honest, I didn't really appreciate him doing that. I don't need to be reminded of how soon that's going to start and how my semi-time off is going to be over. But we got a lot of fun stuff planned, so I'm not thinking about it. Matt LaFleur, I'm sure Matt LaFleur's still thinking about things as he goes through his daily routine with his family, but I am going to do this. I can't remember if I mentioned this to you guys, you two knuckleheads, yesterday on the damn sports show, but I'm when we first started ESPN Wisconsin back in 2009 as a website, when I first started with GKB as a full-time teammate, I did a countdown leading into training camp of the 20 most important Packers. And so I'm going to launch that on July 1st with number 20 and count down as we get closer and closer to the start of training camp. But other than that, I mean, it really is the one 2-week window in the calendar where the NFL is quiet. And the only thing that really disrupts that is when somebody does something stupid and gets in trouble, right? I mean, this is the time that coaches really hold their breath, hoping that they don't get a call in the middle of the night that one of their players has been arrested or involved in an accident or whatever it might be. And I think we saw this yesterday. Didn't a 49ers player get arrested in Los Angeles. Like that's the one thing that, you know, I remember talking to Mike Sherman about it because he was always kind of coach dad with his style of coaching and parenting. And that was the one thing he always was concerned about was what stupid thing is somebody going to do, and we're going to have to deal with it, like Najee Davenport pooping in somebody's closet.
I did not expect to hear that today. Okay, so you've got a top 20 list. We were just going through the Pro Football Focus top 10 coaches list and how Matt LaFleur isn't on it, but I guess two parts. Number one, your thoughts on that, and Matt LaFleur not being a top 10 coach, but a guy like Sean Payton being the number 2 according to that list. And then I'm interested about how you go about, what is your criteria? How do you pick the top 20 Packers, most important Packers of 2025?
Dartboard. I just sort of throw darts at the wall. So I actually like to ask a few people their opinions because I don't want to base it solely on mine because we all have biases, right? And I'm probably guilty. One of my shortcomings is if I really like a guy as a dude, I tend to maybe overestimate how good they are. You know, the one exception, at least according to some people, has been Jordan Love, who I do really like as a dude. You know, we were at TPC Wisconsin when he was there for the AmFam Championship, and obviously he and I have a rapport, and I got to talk to him for a few minutes. Everybody was excited about that. But I still would maintain that this is a really crucial year for him to prove how good he truly is, because we've seen that window. Now, I will say this, that window in 2023. Now, I will say this, I don't know if I'm going to put him first. Like, really? Which is a crazy thing to say about the quarterback, right?
I just assume
he's got to be. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you assume, John. Yeah, so here's the thing. Like, I do think it's incredibly crucial that he stays healthy and is productive. There's no two ways about that. But after what we saw from Matt LaFleur, who is getting dissed in that coaching list, and what he was able to do with Malik Willis at quarterback for 2 full games and parts of 2 others, and the fact that they went 3-0 in the games that he played the most snaps in, maybe Jordan Love's number 2. And maybe Josh Jacobs, who's the engine of the offense, is number 1, right? I mean, I'm not saying I'm certain about that, but I think you can make an argument on that and be pretty convincing. So, you know, I'm gonna talk to a few other people, get their opinions. But again, it kind of dovetails with what we're just talking about with that list. Like, I don't know, there were some coaches in Tennessee who had no idea how to win with Malik Willis. And it sure looked to me like Matt LaFleur had a very good idea, a very good plan, and it worked very well.
Well, I want to ask real quick, Jason, before we have to let you go, because you just brought up Josh Jacobs, that workhorse. They ran it over 50% of the time last year in the year 2025. It feels crazy. But Jordan Morgan's a name that I feel like about a month and a half ago, you were talking about he's going to get a real shot to win that left tackle job. And we are going to have to wait till training camp to see how that goes. But do you get the sense that there is a certain player, whether it be Walker or Morgan, that the Packers are leaning to that may have an edge going into camp?
Well, I thought that might be the case when we went to the first 2 OTA practices that were open to us. And in both cases, it was Rasheed Walker who ran with the ones.
Oh, wow.
Like, they did give some reps to Jordan Morgan. But and this is what I have said. You've heard me say this, Wally, before. This is one of the things that I hate about the way they do OTAs with us. When they first started doing them, we went to every practice. And while I probably have some colleagues who would prefer not to have that much access because they don't want to work that much, I liked going to every practice because one of the drawbacks of doing it this way is that if you're there only 1 out of the 3 practices each week, but you don't know what the hell happened in the other ones. And so, you know, we're there as reporters. Oh, Rasheed Walker's running with the ones. Well, Jordan Morgan might have run with the ones yesterday and maybe doing it again tomorrow, but the one we're at, it's Walker. So, you know, I was thinking, oh, maybe he's ahead on this. Well, as it turns out, during the minicamp, you know, they had 3 days, and Rasheed Walker ran with the ones the first day, and then he didn't practice day 2 or day 3. So now, what does that mean, right? Like, is he ahead? Does he have an injury now that's going to slow him down? We'll see once training camp starts what the approach is. But, yeah, I thought we would, Wally, have, a little bit better idea of at least who was in the lead heading into camp. Didn't mean that they were going to win it, but who had maybe the pole position. And that has just turned out to not be the case. So we will have to wait until July 23rd and that first practice to kind of see where things are at.
Well, looking very much for training camp start coming up. But before then, Jason, we know how hard you work, so try to enjoy this 2 weeks where you get a little bit of more of a breather than I'm sure you're used to getting.
I am literally folding laundry and hanging up my extensive collection of hoodies in my closet because I have not put away laundry in a while. So, yes, you're right. I am always working hard, Wally. I appreciate you perpetuating that myth for me. You're a good friend.
That's what these guys are for here, right there. Jason, you're the man. Well, we will be, at least I'll be talking to you on Wednesday and Friday, but these guys and everybody right here around ESPN Madison will be listening to you on Monday, back 9 till noon with, Mark Tauscher on Wilde and Tausch. Jason, as always, thank you for joining us.
All right, boys. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
See ya.
John, awesome as always, especially this time of year, to get to hear Jason Wilde's voice. This is a little bit of a rare thing in the NFL. We don't get these dead periods anymore.
No, not at all. It used to be more, but nowadays, it feels like it's 24/7, 365.
We have shows for the schedule release. Like we announced that the schedule release show is going to be in a month, and we get excited for that. Everything is a spectacle with this league, so I kind of enjoy the 2 weeks.
Listen, I think just like golf in this area, right? You get to play it from March, hopefully April, May, June, July, August, September, and then you got to shut it down. And I think sometimes when you are able to shut down things, you come back more appreciative of it. So, I wish sometimes the sports in our lives would shut down more than they do nowadays. But with social media and with the way everything is, we're so connected, it turns out to be 24/7, 365. So I don't mind shutting it down for a couple of weeks for sure.
That's the thing. There's an old adage you would have learned in school, at least I did, and it makes me sound weird every time I say it, but if you put a frog in boiling water, it'll jump out of water right away. If you put it in regular room temperature water and slowly crank it up, it'll let itself be boiled to death. That's what we've been as sports fans.
Yes.
It was a slow burn of additional stuff.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden you blink.
Yes.
And there is not, maybe the week where it's the MLB All-Star Game? There's no other time of year where sports are just done, and we get to kind of be human beings, which I love, mind you. Mm-hmm. But it has been the slow boil, and we are not jumping out of the pot anytime soon, John. But we're going to step aside here on the Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison page. We'll be back with more right on the other side of this break.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
The ESPN Madison Open presented by Coors Light is back. On Monday, August 4th, the ESPN Madison crew is packing their bags and teeing off at TPC Wisconsin for a day on the links. This year's Open is benefiting Mentoring Positives, a nonprofit based right here in Madison dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. ESPN Madison Open also brought to you by Badgerland Exteriors, Annex Wealth Management, Sunday Paper, Incredible Bank, Borikov Osman LLC, and Retirement Income Strategies.
Greg Scalzi here for Total Athlete Performance. They're here to provide elite performance training for serious athletes in the Madison area. And there's a new Verona TAP facility open inside of the Verona Athletic Center. Summer speed, agility, and semi-private options are now available at both Verona and Windsor locations, and now offering monthly subscription payment options. Plus, you can download the new Total Athlete Performance app for remote training options all year round. Visit tapwisconsin.com. That's tapwisconsin.com.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion, or your first big lightning strike,
There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Families agents. Life's better when you're under American Families' roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This fall, there's only one place to be, Camp Randall Stadium. Wisconsin football returns with can't-miss matchups, including Maryland, Iowa, Washington, and more. From the first touchdown to jump around in the celebration of the fifth quarter. Experience the traditions and unforgettable memories that make Wisconsin football so special. Single-game tickets are now on sale. Lock in your spot today by visiting uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS. Wisconsin football game day starts here. We'll see you at Camp Randall.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on July 1st.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the New York Mets.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in July 1st at 6:10 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Bikers are often blamed for causing the accident because the insurance companies simply don't want to pay. At Gruber Law Offices, we've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Trust us to fight for what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Are you going to do something today?
Yes, I am.
And what exactly might that be?
My plan is to sit here and enjoy our amazing new patio set from Steinhoffel's.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July sale is going on now. Take 10% off store-wide, plus an extra $100 off every $999 you spend. But don't wait too long because this sale ends soon.
Now, would you be a sweetheart and get me another lemonade? I have to stay hydrated.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July sale, going on now.
Celebrate the 4th with family, friends, and unbeatable appliance deals at Brothers Maine. Our fireworks of savings on top brands like Whirlpool, plus next day delivery, will make you ooh and ah. Visit us today and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Cause when the sun goes down, we'll be grooving when the sun goes down.
And welcome back to the Saturday Scramble here on 100.5 ESPN Madison and on the ESPN Madison YouTube page. I am joined, I was, by Pablo Iglesias and Jon Arias, who are both right now registering for the golf outing here, Vibez Golf Tournament here today at TPC Wisconsin. So got to hold it down here with Chrissy Birdsall, who is our wonderful producer back at the station. And Chrissy, one of the things that we've been kind of talking about the last 24 hours, the four of us planning out this show, is Giannis, Miz, or Jordan Love. And the idea of you could only have one of these three superstars on one of these Wisconsin pro teams for the next 5 years, who would that be? And I tell you what, Chrissy, I was struggling with this, but I think part of it for me is that Giannis has already won a title for Milwaukee, or the great state of Wisconsin as a whole. So do you go with Giannis and almost like reward that and say we want to just have him forever, even if they're not all that competitive? Or do you go with Jordan Love or Miz, thinking that one of these two guys are going to push you over the top into that stratosphere of being a true contender in their respective leagues?
I mean, here's the thing. I'm not to knock on the Miz. He's too young. I don't really know much about him, and baseball is not my sport, so I'm sorry to the Miz. He's gone. So really, for me, it's between Giannis and Jordan Love. And I'm not a fan of either of these two teams, but I think of like who are you going to miss more, I guess, if they leave. And I feel like with football, it's such a team sport that I think you could slide another quarterback in there. I mean, we saw it with Malik Willis. Threw him in there a few games at the beginning of the season. He was balling out. He could have been a starter somewhere else. But, I mean, I think you can't – if you lose Giannis, this team is cooked.
It was kind of cooked this year. In all honesty, they made it 5 games in the first round of the playoffs, and we're sitting here like, well, the Pacers ended up going to the finals. Like, how do we feel? Like, does that somehow make this easier? Does it make them look better? I don't know. I'm kind of with you, though, with the Packers. If you look at them, what have they done with quarterback in the last 40 years? They just go from one Hall of Famer to another Hall of Famer and now to a very high-level quarterback in Jordan Love himself as Jon Arias joins us back. So I will reset and bring this question up to you, too, John. If you could only have one of these superstars for the next 5 years, maybe I'm a little too early calling Miz a superstar, but it feels like he's on the fast track for it. Would you rather have Miz stay with the Brewers, Jordan Love stay with the Packers, or Giannis stay with the Bucks?
That's a great question. So also, let me clarify something. So if I choose one, does that mean the other two?
They're gone.
They're gone. Okay.
In this world, it's an evil genie.
Yeah. So, I think you're right about Mizorowski. Like, he is on the fast track. He is must-see TV. It's so cool to just every time he's on the mound, you have to tune in.
They sold out a Wednesday afternoon game against the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah. So then I start to think, who is going to win more games for you? And as much as I want to pick the Miz, he's not out there every day.
Pitches 35 times a year at most.
And he'll probably put you in position to win all those games or a majority of those games. I think the most important would probably have to be a quarterback. Just because that's, if you want to win in the National Football League, you need somebody who can play that position. So I would probably begrudgingly, it's a weird thing to say about Jordan Love, pick Jordan Love out of those guys. Who'd you get?
That's it. I was just going to say, Chrissy actually had almost the exact opposite take, and you both have good points for it. I'm interested to hear you guys kind of chat it out, because she was saying it's a team sport, 53-man roster. You have a good roster in Green Bay. You saw Malik Willis come in, play high-level football, win a couple games. It'd be easier in that environment to replace with another star quarterback or another high-level quarterback than it would be to replace a guy like Giannis.
This is what Packers fans – this is a mistake. It'd be easier to replace – dude, I'm a Vikings fan. I know Darnold had a great year last year, and they've had peaks of greatness with Favre and whatnot. That's what you are.
Peaks of greatness. It's been 40 years of greatness in a row.
I know, and that's the thing. Like, you say you can just replace him with another great quarterback. No, you can't. It's not that easy. It's not.
They seem to be making it look easy.
It's not as easy as it seems right now for Packers fans to just drop in the next guy, and he's going to win you 12, 13 games, and you're going to the championship game. So that's why I picked Love, and I think it's, once again, we talked about this last time I was on the show, it's my Vikings perspective of just how difficult it is to get a guy that's consistently good. And so that's why I would pick Jordan Love. And I understand it's a team game, but when it comes down to it and you need to make a play, the guy with the ball in his hands needs to make a play. And that's 95% of the time. The quarterback's going to have the ball in his hands unless he hands it off. So, Chrissy, who did you pick?
I picked Giannis because he's going to be on the court all the time, and he is an impact player. You're going to feel that hit if he's not on the team. With Jordan Love, when he went down, I mean, Wally said it, Willis came in, and he was balling out for a few games. He's a starting level quarterback, and I was honestly surprised that they didn't trade him or try and get him somewhere else, or at least somebody tried to pick him up, because he played really well when the Packers were there. And I think that's just the system that the Packers had. And I'm not a Packers fan, John, either. I'm not a Packers fan. So I felt like if you take out Jordan Love and you put in Willis, they were fine. They were actually doing better than fine.
One of the things that I feel like we failed to bring up in this, too, is that if there's outside factors of these other teams, like the Milwaukee Bucks, for instance, they don't have like their own rights to a certain pick until 2031. So other teams are going to be able to choose when they're picking in the first round. So it's not even like you're going to go up there and be in the lottery at any point. You're not going to be finding another Giannis on another tree.
Right.
Where at least in football, you feel like you have bites at the apple.
Yeah.
Where in the NBA, they're already in cap trouble right now. If Giannis was gone, you're looking at like a long, hard desert that you're walking into.
Many, many years of blah.
Blah would probably be like an achievement.
Yeah. No, I think, Chrissy, listen, Giannis would probably be 2 on my list for this if I had to keep one and the other 2 walk, because of exactly what you said. Now, I pick Love because I do feel that that's the most important position to a championship team. I understand you can win it with a great defense and your offense can be fine. We've seen teams have great defenses and be very, very successful and win it all. But the point with Giannis is well taken, that he is going to be out there for the full game, as not like a guy like Jordan Love, who, half the time you're relying on other players to make plays defensively. So I can see your point with Giannis. He'd be my number 2. And as crazy as it is, just because he's a pitcher, because the same reasons we're talking about, he's not out there 162 games, I would probably put the Miz last. But I'll tell you what, when you get to the postseason and you can have that guy in a 7-game series that can get you 1, 2, or 3, that's when the value of a pitcher really shines. But you got to get there through the grind.
If we end up having more time at the end of the show, I know we're going to have a few guests here coming in this next hour here as we're out at TPC Wisconsin for the Vibez Golf Tournament. I would like to revisit this once we have Pablo back, because I think I might be playing black sheep here and making an argument for the Miz. But we are going to step aside now. I do think we are going to have a couple guests on the other side of the break, and I guess we'll figure out who that is here in about 3-4 minutes. But that's coming up next here on ESPN Wisconsin on 100.5 and on the ESPN Madison YouTube page.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
GRB Academy is baseball for the serious player. Over the past 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's top destination for player development and advancement, including over 468 college commitments and 27 MLB draft picks. Their facility in Windsor is the home of GRB Rays baseball and features over 52,000 square feet of elite baseball training. Tryouts for the 2026 summer season begin July 22nd. Find full training programs and register now at grbacademy.com.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
ESPN Madison is proud to partner with Mentoring Positives for our 3rd annual ESPN Madison Open. Mentoring Positives is a nonprofit based right here in Madison and is dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. As a trusted presence in the community, Mentoring Positives has been helping young people build confidence, leadership, and purpose for 20 years. They're changing lives right here in our community. Visit mentoringpositives.org to make your impact today. That's mentoringpositives.org.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Are you going to do something today?
Yes, I am.
And what exactly might that be?
My plan is to sit here and enjoy our amazing new patio set from Steinhoffel's.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July sale is going on now. Take 10% off store-wide, plus an extra $100 off every $999 you spend. But don't wait too long, because this sale ends soon.
Now, would you be a sweetheart and get me another lemonade? I have to stay hydrated.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July sale, going on now.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
It's time to think outside the pocket on Saturday Scramble.
I think the Bucks signed their souls away or something.
I look at the Bucks as Augustus Gloop.
Probably really smart, actually, because I write such long.
Yes! Clip that, Riley. Jason said that I'm smart. I go to the gym to fight people.
That's awesome.
Right hip needs to be popped, or the left ankle needs to be cracked, or the right knee needs. I'm doing this all right now.
Hey.
Yeah, I can do the. Oh, that wasn't even good. That wasn't even a good one.
I love that.
Wait till hour 2.
Well, you're a hero now, too. If you're in that seat, that's what that chair does. Yeah. It brings it out.
On 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Alongside Jon Arias, here's
Wally Lukachinsky.
Welcome back to the Saturday Scramble live at TPC Wisconsin. It is live to begin with, too, and we are just getting started. Joining us, if you also see him right here on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, great friend of ours as well, Mr. Melvin Gordon, former ESPN Madison intern, also probably known for a little bit of his Badger career, too. Mel, welcome to the Saturday Scramble, baby. Good to have you here.
Yes, sir, y'all boys. Thanks for having me, baby.
Of course, man. Well, hey, jumping into this, what a week it's been for all the Badgers, man. You know, you got Alec Ingold, too, who's here for the Family Foundation, doing his thing. I know he's got a camp. He said otherwise he would have been out here.
Yeah.
But then we celebrate the Badgers and their Final Four run for basketball on Thursday at the Orpheum Theater. And finally, you guys are the grand finale, the Vibez Golf Tournament, baby. What is it like being out here at TPC Wisconsin, Mel?
Man, it's dope, man. It's an amazing opportunity, man. It's a wonderful feeling. And the people that allowed us, just can't be more grateful, people that allowed us to kind of come out here and have a good time, man, and just put on a show for everybody else. We want people to smile. Everybody got enough to be stressed about.
That's it, man. Listen, I'm ready to go. I already met some of the guys in my foursome. We got Ty Montgomery too, one of the guests that's going to be a part of that. How'd you end up landing Ty too? I met him last night at the pre-party. He said he's been trying to make his way out here. How'd that connection go?
So me and Ty are close, and we train together quite a bit too. So. I've been around Ty a lot, and I know he golfs and he's in that space.
Yeah.
And I asked him to come out last year. He said he couldn't make it. Something came up. But this year, it's love because he's all the way out in the Bay.
Yeah,
so for
man.
him to come out and show love, man, that's just power to him, man, and that's just love, man. We appreciate that.
I mean, it always says a lot about how you guys just you bring so many people together from all over, from different places of the country. I know people coming from Texas, a lot from the Midwest, the Bay Area, like you said. I mean, where you're at too, and where everybody's at across the country, man. It's cool to get to bring people together, vibe out right here, but also just get to do this for fun, man. Where Vibez, the golf tournament had started, I remember covering you guys at the Glen.
Yeah.
That was year 2, man. You got Bo Jackson on the green. You guys are still growing. And here you are. I think this is year 6. Is that correct? Or
Yes,
is it,
sir. The 6th tournament.
Year 6, and you guys are playing arguably one of the most pristine courses here in Wisconsin, not just in Madison, but in Wisconsin, man. How proud are you of the group and how they've grown together?
Man, I'm proud. I'm very proud, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of hard work, and it's a lot of hard work to put together a tournament. But like I said, I know it's something people enjoy, and I know we enjoy it too. But it's definitely been a bumpy road. We're not for everybody. The taste is not for everyone. But people are learning to accept what we're trying to bring to the game, and that's what makes it special. And this is only the beginning. So we could pat our backs a little bit after this tournament, and let's see how it is.
There we
pat
go.
our back, but at the end of the day, we're still trying to work because it's greater heights. We want to reach greater heights, but this is just the beginning, like I said.
Well, Mel, I know Pablo just mentioned it too, seeing the growth of this tournament over the last 6 years, and I have to wonder, how did this the idea of Vibez come to be? What was the mission, and what is your goals to continue to see this thing grow?
Well, the crazy part about it is I remember our first tournament, we threw it in like a month. And it was crazy. So
planning a big event in a month. What is the matter with you,
crazy,
man?
Bro, it was crazy.
I don't care how many big superstars you guys all are, man. You can't plan something like this in a month. But kudos to you. You did it, and now here we are.
We were able to do it. We were able to do it, and like I said, the sky's the limit. We have bigger ideas and bigger plans. But we still we still want to throw tournaments in different areas, you know what I mean? So everybody can get that love because everybody can't travel. And, you know, the goal is obviously to have one in Cali, to have one in Arizona, to have one in Texas, and do it like that so we can kind of spread the wealth and not just give it to our Wisconsin folks, which we do love, by the way.
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon with us on the Saturday Scramble. So what is your golf game like?
Oh, it's getting better, man. I'm under construction right now.
Under
construction.
Oh, I like that.
Call
In
me
progress.
Bob the Builder right now, man. I'm getting my game together, you know. It takes some work, man.
Yeah.
Call me Bob the Builder. That is a bar, man. That is a bar. That's why we love having you, man. But yeah, go for it. What's your golf game?
It's bad right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. But
What's bad though?
Bad is bad.
Okay, it's
You know
bad.
what I'm
I saw
saying?
you driving.
Bad is bad.
It looked pretty
get it.
nice.
And I can hit some good. Now, if we play a scramble, I don't care how good you are. We're gonna use one of my shots.
Yeah.
We
That's
gonna
what
figure
matters.
out. We're not gonna go the whole day and none of my shots get used. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That's not happening.
Well,
Now,
you
I'm
get
not
a hold
that
of
bad.
You get a hold of one. How far is it going? And then drive it.
I can like flush.
Yeah, you flush it.
I can get you probably 280.
Woo.
Yeah.
300.
boy.
Yeah.
I can if I flush it and hit it perfect, which
With the wind and a hill, maybe too.
once
Yeah.
every,
This
you know
boy,
what I
man.
mean?
Going over
This
300.
boy. Look at this man.
I love it.
Like once
Mama,
every time
watch
I play.
out.
But I play with on Fridays we work with the first tee, we work with the kids, and you know it's a bit of it's cool, but it's a bit of humbling. It's a humbling experience.
Yeah.
Because we play with these kids that are like 8, 9. And I'm like, when did you guys start golfing? They're like, yeah, we started golfing at 2. And I'm like, and they're flushing it. Like,
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, I'm
What's like
32 trying to figure this out, and I'm stressing out.
Well, you remember, like, you see, like, the kids that grew up in, like, a bilingual household. You learn it early, and then it's, like, a part of your life.
Yeah.
These kids that start when they're 2 years old, it's like they know how to swing. It's, like, just second nature to these guys.
I mean, it's getting ridiculous, and it's just like, I wish. And that's why we do what we do. You know, that's why we're here, you know, trying to do what we have to do for Vibez. Because I wish I picked up a club at that age.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not just saying that, but, like, it's just – you know, I'm very competitive. And, you know, you can't play football forever. We all know that. You can't play basketball forever. Maybe you can, but not to that level. But even then, your knees go bad. It's really hard to be jumping like that, you know. So golf is a sport that you can consistently play, and I feel like the earlier you play it, the better, because when you get invited to all these things, people love you. And then you go out there and shoot a 70. Dude, if I could shoot a 70, I'm going to be the cockiest. I'll tell you right now, I was not cocky in football, or I didn't, like, brag and talk trash. I was almost cursed. But
nicely done. I saw that, Chrissy.
I noticed that.
Chrissy, get ready with the dump button.
He reeled it in quick. I saw it.
We can keep it on YouTube, but we can't have it on the air. We can't get fined.
Yeah, we can't get
Good
fined.
catch. Good catch, though.
Yeah, but, you know, it's just, yeah.
You didn't talk smack when you were a player?
Nah, dude, unless you talk trash to me, but which I just rather you not do, because I'm going to try to make an example out of you.
I like that, like the silent assassin type of
Yeah,
thing.
dude, I was always tired. Like, dude, I'm not wasting energy talking to you. I'm trying to get my breath, bro.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you'd be throwing like 30 carries, 200 yards. I'd be probably a little tired, too.
Man, I'd say like 400, something.
I'm
408.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest talker, but like in everything else I do, we could be playing darts. Like, I'm gonna talk trash, and in golf, I'm the same way. But like my at this point, my talk game is better than my golf game. So I gotta get them up here, because when I get up here, then I'm gonna be really exciting to play against or play with, you know, on the course. But you know, it's a work in progress.
That's what's up. But we're with Bob the Builder, as he calls himself.
Oh my God, he's gonna run with this now.
I am. I'm still
Definitely
gonna
under
run with it,
construction.
man. That's wild. I love that though. But yeah, Mel, you mentioned that. Hey, you wish you would have picked up the club sooner.
Yeah.
You get to have those opportunities where you had the earlier tournaments at the Glen. You get to play with kids who are just like, I can't believe I just played golf with Melvin Gordon.
Right.
What is it like seeing that return, to see those kids just like make their day and help them get into a game that you mentioned too? I wish I would have started this earlier, but hey, you're making the difference now and getting the community out there.
It's dope to me, man, because you know, at the end of the day, you may not know what kids you might inspire, you know, to be great, or just they might hear something, or you might say something that triggers them in some type of way to where, you know, it could change their life forever. And that's kind of, you know, what happened. Well, now I can't say that necessarily happened to me, but I never got that opportunity, you know, to have a player or somebody of high status come to Kenosha and come talk to us and come do things like that. So, you know, just being in that position to where I feel like I can do that and be around kids that's just dope because sometimes it just takes one thing for you to say for a kid to be motivated forever. And it's just like, I heard this, you know what, no matter what, you naysayers say or someone that just don't believe in me, this guy said something and I'm just going to stick with it. And he's been here before, and I'm going to run with it, and he's my example to follow. So.
Even like a compliment. You give it, and they're like, oh, I guess I am pretty good at this aspect.
It goes a long way, and a lot of people don't think like that. And, kids are just that they have like crazy imaginations. Mm-hmm. If you want to go be whatever you want to be, go be it. If you feel like you can do it, if you put your mind to it, and a lot of people kind of be like, well, I can't do it, so I'm going to tell you you can't do it. And it's just like, nah, you can do it. And they just need the right person to tell them, And sometimes, I'm looked at as that person, and, I'm grateful for it. I don't take that for granted at all.
That's amazing stuff. Once again, Melvin Gordon here. Hey, Mel, before we let you go, we talk about the impact that you made on Madison and everything, being a Badger, all that stuff too. Excitement for Badger football this season, but just, again, being back here and just getting to relive all this stuff too and getting hyped for football season. How you feeling? How you feeling for the boys this year?
Dude, I mean, we gotta make it happen, we have a level, of expectations and a standard here, and we expect to keep that up, and that's what we want to do, and that's what we got to do. So those boys gotta lock in, and I believe they will, because a lot of people are doubting them, and when people doubt you, that's when people dig in and find that hunger and find that nastiness, and we got to get back. I seen a couple old linemen. And I was just like, hey, it starts with you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it starts with you guys. I mean, I was only as good as my offensive linemen, only as good as those guys blocking for me up front. As long as I knew I had them, I knew hey. And the running back to the running backs, if y'all seeing this, if y'all hearing this, you need to be the hardest working position, the hardest working guys, players on the team. With the exception of the lineman. The lineman should be like one it should be like you can't tell. You know what I'm saying?
You're RBU for a reason. You gotta act like it. Have that. What was it? You said stay hungry and all that stuff. Just stay tenacious. Basically, he is Melvin Gordon, Wisconsin Badgers running back legend. We'll let you get back. The putting contest looks like it's about to start. I might have to jump in here too while Wally and John hold down the fort here on the Saturday Scramble. But once again, Melvin Gordon here on the Saturday Scramble. Thank you so much for joining. This is the Saturday Scramble. Pablo Iglesias, Jon Arias, Wally Lukachinsky on 100.5 ESPN.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Madison's financial challenges need a Dane County-based bank. Starion Bank is a full-service community bank that delivers quality big bank services with a local approach. We are proud to be there for any budding entrepreneur or small businesses, helping them exceed their financial goals from banking to lending to cash management. Visit a banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, taking you farther.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the podcast, Marcus and Chris are celebrating 50 years of the Wooden Award. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
And as Pella goes into another windup, it's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years.
Pella also provides a free in-home consultation, which includes a no-obligation quote.
That's always a great play because working with one of Pella's design experts is such a wonderful, no-pressure get-together. I know this from experience.
With a range of affordable options and products assembled in the USA, you can get the look you want at a price you can afford.
And there's no reason to wait with this incredible deal going on.
Get no interest and no payment for up to 2 years.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply in 6/30/2025.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Are you going to do something today?
Yes, I am.
And what exactly might that be?
My plan is to sit here and enjoy our amazing new patio set from Steinhoffel's.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July sale is going on now. Take 10% off store-wide, plus an extra $100 off every $999 you spend. But don't wait too long because this sale ends soon.
Now, would you be a sweetheart and get me another lemonade? I have to stay hydrated.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July sale, going on now.
Hold your friends close and your rivals closer on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
For the most part, nobody remembers a losing. Nobody remembers my 4th place finish. They only remember that gold medal I got in 2018. 22 is almost forgotten. No one's even brought that up in like months on this show that I'm a 4th place finisher.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Summer is here, and there's no better way to celebrate than with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. I've been telling you for years how great Door County Distillery is. Locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. The sun is shining, and so can the Rock Island Rum from Door County Distillery in your summertime cocktail. Otherwise, vodkas, gins, whiskeys, brandies, and more, it's all available from the award-winning Door County Distillery. Find a huge list of unique cocktail recipes and the retailer nearest you, doorcountydistillery.com. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
And welcome back to the Saturday Scramble here at TPC Wisconsin for the Vibez Golf Tournament. I almost said I'm Jon Arias. That would have been very unique and different. I'm Wally Lukachinsky. I'm joined by Jon Arias, and we just had the pleasure of talking to Badgers legend Melvin Gordon. And you and I were talking during the break. This man's handshake is a handshake.
It's a handshake.
Did your hand okay? I'm like shaking still.
Well, as soon as I shook it and he went in and it started gripping, I was like, oh, God, I'm in for it. So I tried to give him a little bit back. I mean, he probably didn't even feel it, but you always hear about, like, back in the day, you always heard about, like, Adrian Peterson, like, break your hand, shaking it. I kind of got those vibes from Melvin Gordon when I shook his hand. Strong, strong handshake.
You know a lot about a person from the handshake you're getting, too. But he's so authentic. He's so welcoming, too. I know this is a big event for him. We've got the putting competition happening right in front of us right now. He takes the time to come over here, tell us a little bit about what they do with Vibez and this awesome golf outing. And it's been a kind of a joke we've been having, but the vibes are really high today.
It is, and you're right. And, you know, I've been to several golf outings throughout the years. I'm sure you have, too. This is awesome. Like, they've got the music. They've got a putting contest. These hats that they're giving out are just, they look so cool.
Where did you get that?
Out front.
Wait, are they, like, am I going to be allowed to get one of these?
I think so. Listen, if not, they give out 3 per guest.
Okay.
So you get, like, 3 hats. But, yeah, it's a really, really fun atmosphere, and thankfully the weather is beautiful and sunny and warm, and the ball's going to go a little bit further with that those warm temperatures. But, man, this is cool, and, yeah, you can learn a lot about someone with their handshake. I always try to that putt was pretty close. I always try to go my medium. You know, like if we shake hands.
Yeah. I think we're actually very close to the locked-in level there.
Yeah.
I want you to know I'm there. But I also am not trying to, like, hey, you're going to remember because I tried to break your hand in there.
But if I'm a former, running back and I'm a big dude, I'm going to give you a little extra.
I don't. That might be his medium.
Oh, that might be. You're right.
That might be his medium.
He might have been like, I got to give this guy a medium.
He looks like he could still suit up and play on Sundays. As soon as I saw him, I'm like, you're looking great. You're moving great. And what did he tell us right during the break here? We're like, how bad is bad? You tried to make it out like you're this worst golfer of all time. And he was talking about, he's like, I can get to like a mid-90s. I almost broke 90, got into the high 80s once, and I'm sitting here like, that'd be the round of my life.
I mean, that's for golfers like me. Like, if I could just get to the 80s consistently, I'm 80. If I get to 87 consistently, I would think it's like the most fun. Oh, this guy's going to just miss his.
What, 3 inches out?
Yeah. I mean, how long is his putt? Like 60 feet?
Oh, that's more than 60 feet, right? I think that's got to be close to 75 or 80.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Tell you what,
than,
though.
The U.S. Open winning putt.
Oh, what a shot, too. Right outside Oakmont, PA. Not a big deal. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I got to get a shout-out to the greatest city in the world. But what I will say is we actually, out here, obviously with a big week for the Wisconsin Badgers, and we had sort of their last, like, spring practice going into the summer, Squat Fest. Yeah. We're very familiar with how cool this is. And Chrissy, our wonderful producer, I would love you to tell us a little bit more because you were on site for this, were you not?
I was. Pablo and I were both there.
Pablo and you were there. So what was this like? I heard that you couldn't hear yourself think. The strobe lights were nuts, and obviously a lot of big fellas throwing down a lot of weight.
I honestly had no expectations going into it because I knew it was loud. I knew it was dark with bright lights. I did not know how loud and how dark with bright lights it was going to be. You could hear the music from outside of Camp Randall Stadium, and they were in the McLean Center. They weren't even in Camp Randall. It was that loud. I walked in, the first thing Pablo and Patrick Herb, the SID there, told us, they said, do you have earphones or, like, earplugs to cover your ears? Because... 1, you can't hear yourself think. 2, I felt like I was like in a club or something where you can't hear for 3 days after coming out. The only thing that saved me was I actually had a pair of AirPods, but it was so electric. And seeing the guys get so excited about the PRs, the lifts, the teamwork, the brotherhood, it actually made me excited for the season.
Good. Well, there needs to be more excitement. I know that when the lines from those people out in the desert dropped those about 5.5 was the win total for the Wisconsin Badgers.
Yeah.
And you could feel almost a collective, oh, here we go again from the state. I loved hearing what Melvin was talking about just a moment ago. When you do have the backs up against the wall where you feel like people are doubting you, that's when you lean on that brotherhood, that culture that is the Wisconsin Badgers. And hearing how exciting this Squat Fest was, as it always seems to be, I'm hopeful that Luke Fickle and this squad's going to get it figured out. 8-9 wins. Where are you at? You're obviously in Madison. I'm over in Beaver Dam. You get to hear the noise from right around here. Where are the expectations for this group?
Honestly, unfortunately, I think for me personally, it's just kind of a wait and see because I don't have high expectations. And like Melvin said, back in the day, you knew what you were going to get every year. You were going to get a certain amount of the range of wins. And now I feel like it's just – you don't know what to expect. You need performances from position groups or different players, and if you don't get those, then that can affect what everything does. But I hope events like Squat Fest, and how many times have they done Squat Fest? Is this the
Chrissy? You'd probably have a better idea than me. Which number was this?
I believe it was the 3rd because it started when Luke Fickle came here.
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay, yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, so my point is, I think it's moments like that where you can – get that, what's the word I'm looking for, where you can just become one with your teammates and you can look back at those moments. And I think things like, as weird as it sounds, like squatting and having the music blaring and the lights and everything, I think that's what helps bring teams together, those little moments like that. So it seems weird that, say, like a Squat Fest could be the difference. I'm not saying it will be, but I think it's those things that just help you become better as a team.
And we're going to end up stepping aside for a break now, but when we come back, I actually would like to respond to a little bit of audio that we actually had from Squat Fest.
Okay.
Very excited to hear that. Chrissy's a fantastic producer out there looking out for us and going to be able to play that. We get to get a little bit more of her feedback from actually being there in person. But that's going to be coming up next here on Saturday Scramble. You are listening to us on 100.5 ESPN Madison and watching us on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Brian Balaga here for Surfside. Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Celebrate the 4th with family, friends, and unbeatable appliance deals at Brothers Maine. Our fireworks of savings on top brands like Whirlpool, plus next-day delivery, will make you ooh and ah. Visit us today and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
Hi, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network. Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows, too. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
When you or a loved one are faced with an unexpected injury or illness, Stoughton Health's urgent care is there for you. Stoughton Health has 4 convenient urgent care locations for the care you need without the wait. We have urgent care locations in Stoughton, Oregon, McFarland, and Cottage Grove with extended hours to fit your schedule. Stoughton Health accepts over 160 insurances, including Dean Health Plan, Quartz, Humana, and more. Please visit stoughtonhealth.com for more information. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
The GRB Academy is baseball for the serious player. GRB Academy wants to be part of your plan to reach your potential. Utilize GRB Academy's 52,000 square foot facility, 14 batting cages, and 6,000 square foot weight room. Personal lessons at the GRB Baseball Academy are available year-round. With over 300 college players and over 150 Division I players, GRB has consistently led the way in the Midwest for college recruitment and player development. Visit their website, grbacademy.com, for more information. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
It's heating up at Metro Kia of Madison with their summer sticker sales event. Drive home the all-new 2025 Kia Sportage with 1.9% APR for 60 months, $1,748 cost per thousand finance. Hurry, this offer ends June 30th. Plus, if you own a current Kia EV or PHEV, you may qualify for an extra $1,000 loyalty bonus toward a 2025 EV6 or 2026 EV9. These sizzling deals won't last. Offers end July 7th. Head to Metro Kia of Madison today or browse their inventory at metrokiaofmadison.com.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Bikers are often blamed for causing the accident because the insurance companies simply don't want to pay. At Gruber Law Offices, we've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Trust us to fight for what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
ESPN Madison is proud to partner with Mentoring Positives for our 3rd annual ESPN Madison Open. Mentoring Positives is a nonprofit based right here in Madison and is dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. As a trusted presence in the community, Mentoring Positives has been helping young people build confidence, leadership, and purpose for 20 years. They're changing lives right here in our community. Visit mentoringpositives.org to make your impact today. That's mentoringpositives.org.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
And welcome back to the Saturday Scramble here on 100.5 ESPN Madison and the ESPN Madison YouTube page. We are at TPC Wisconsin for the Vibez Golf Tournament. The putting competition is happening right in front of us, John, and you just participated.
Oh, yeah. It was awesome.
Where did you go? This has got to be, did we feel like it's about 80 feet over here?
Yeah, it's probably that or more, it feels like, but I blasted it way past. But I'll tell you what, I was watching everybody's putts. We had a couple people just miss. This one's close. Nope. And I had the line. Like, I hit it exactly where I wanted to. It is just way too much pace.
If you let it off just a little bit, you think you actually had a chance to bury this thing, you're saying?
It was the exact line that the person that almost made it hit.
Well, if that happens, you're keeping the stash forever. I feel like if you do anything special today, it's like that's it.
That's
it's a sign.
Like the sign. Okay. Well, it didn't happen, so what does that mean?
Well, I mean, it sounds like you hit it pretty well. We've been watching the big key, and you mentioned it to me just before we came back.
That's short.
You don't want to leave it short.
And that's what I didn't want to do. And I was just I'm watching these guys, and they're just blasting that thing. I was like, well, I guess I got to blast it. But the second I hit it, like the guy on the mic is like, that's gone. I'm like, oh, shoot.
That one's over. We got it. I'm trying to get a gauge on Pablo. I haven't seen him get his first shot at this yet. He's been out here taking pictures and videos for socials for us. I need to know who's going to get it done. We've got somebody within a couple inches before. But it's going to be a great day today. We've been joking about it, but the vibes are very high. It's beautiful weather. Shotgun started here at 2 o'clock. We're very lucky. We got to talk to Melvin Gordon here just a little while ago. We're going to see what's coming on here in the last 30 minutes. But before we get into potentially other guests here in the last little part of Saturday Scramble this week, we were talking about Squat Fest a little bit earlier, and we have some audio, Chrissy. I would love to hear this. We got to hear about what this environment was like, what this event was in general over there at the University of Wisconsin.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit, and one thing I really liked was Melvin Gordon and just what he was saying, his message to the Badgers. Actually, Ricardo Hallman said something pretty similar, and you're going to hear it right now.
Even from my freshman year, we had never been as successful as I wanted to be here, and we never, in my opinion, set the standards right and how Badger football should be. So, that left a bittersweet taste in my mouth, and I really want to get back to that Badger football dominance and what you fans are used to seeing. So I think that was really important, a point of emphasis for us this offseason, a point of emphasis for me coming back, I think, to set the standard straight and do it here.
So this is my question for you guys, because when the Badgers were going to the Rose Bowl every other year and they were winning a Big Ten championship or going to them quite often in that stretch from like the late thousands to that like 2017, 28 range, how much of it is if you get in a fist fight with a fourth grader every day, you inflate your record and it makes you feel like you're a better boxer than when all of a sudden you're fighting at your weight class where now the Big Ten in the NIL era is a beast. There are 18 teams. You are flying all over the country. You're not in the Big Ten West anymore. So, yes, we've been disappointed recently with what we've seen, but how much of that is a necessary evil to see we weren't at that level even when we thought we were when we were getting 9 or 10 wins?
That's a good point. So your point is just that everything has expanded, and now
the Big Ten's not a joke. You're not playing Indiana. You're not playing Northwestern and those Minnesotas of the world every week in and week out.
I'm sure it's a combination of a lot of things, but I think that's definitely one of them. Just changing, the competition and how many times you can face somebody. And, yeah, I think that definitely factors in the competition, the expanded Big Ten, the NIL. It's just, you got to have – you got to have the players, and nowadays you got to pay the players, and so that's a huge factor too. So I think also, we might be in a situation where, it's rocky for a lot of teams, but the teams that can hold steady as we, navigate the waters of NIL and the expansion of the Big Ten, I think those teams, like a Wisconsin, hopefully, if you can stay steady, then you can start to work your way back into where you were in those years that you talked about.
Oh, Jon Arias is with me here. I'm Wally Lukachinsky on Saturday Scramble. We got a lot of movement. John, I'm not going to lose you here, am I?
Oh, is everybody headed to the carts?
That's what it looks like. This is like a mass exodus right now, and if that's the case, if I have to say toodaloo to you, I can always hang out with my good friend Chrissy Birdsall, and we can start gabbing a little bit, Squat Fest, talking a little bit, revisit that conversation, Giannis, Miz, or Love, as Pablo Iglesias is walking back over. And this is the moment of truth, Pablo. Is it time to go to the carts? We got the nod. It's go time.
Oh, he is in game mode. Look at him.
Well, he's got the Tiger Woods Sunday best on right now. He's got that red
never seen this. He
performance enhancement shirt. Cool. The Nike shirt, got the cool – I love that, by the way. It's one of my favorite things I hear every time on KBN. That's just electric. Cool.
Did you putt, Pablo? Did you do the putt? He didn't do it. He didn't even try.
That's okay. He's trying to save it. He understands he's only going to have about 23 putts today because I think he's only going to two-putt a couple times. He looks locked in. I'm calling a 90 from Pablo
I love that
today.
Tiger shirt he's wearing. He's got the vibe.
He does.
I've said the word vibe too many times here today.
It's going to be one of those things. We probably will say it another 25 times here over the next 20, 30 minutes that we are with you. But I do want to go back to what we were just talking about with that Wisconsin Badgers team, with the struggle that we've seen of late. How often – John is waving goodbye.
They say people in carts. I'm getting nervous.
Hey, that's all right. You guys have a great
Wally.
time.
Thanks,
Good
Chrissy.
luck. All right, you know what that means, Chrissy. It is officially the Wally and Chrissy show for the next 20 or 18 minutes anyways. I want to pitch it back to you because I had been bringing up the difficulty of the expanded conference. You were talking about a Badgers team last year that host Alabama. Then they have to go to the Coliseum in Southern California. You have the Oregon Ducks, one of the best football teams in the world, come to your building. You have Penn State. The schedule is unbearable now. What is the expectation for you this year? What is it that Luke Fickell has to do for you to say this is a successful team?
I'll have to say my expectations changed this weekend. I came in and I'd been saying it for weeks around the office. I've been saying it around my friends, wherever we were, and I was like, this team's not going to make a bowl game again. It's just the schedule's too hard. These teams are too tough. But after watching Squat Fest, I changed tune. I felt a lot better about this team. They are very motivated. I mean, you heard it from Ricardo Hallman. I was able to talk to Billy Edwards Jr. yesterday. You heard from him. He's like really locked in. And I think that's the one thing is that this is a team that's coming in. They have a new identity with new offensive coordinator Jeff Grimes coming in. And I think it's going to be different. I think that a lot of people are putting them down because of the schedule. And I was one of those people as of 3 days ago. But now I think that this is a team that could be a little bit frisky and fun in the Big Ten, and I think they could get to 6 wins.
Let's go, Chrissy. I needed positivity. I feel like in this last 6 months, every word that I've heard from this football program has been this like doom and gloom. And Luke Fickell, I get it that people are frustrated right now. You have every right to be frustrated with the team performance. This is a Wisconsin Badgers team that has goals of winning 9-10 games a year. Now with the expanded playoff, there should be goals to make the playoffs. But Luke Fickell has proven this before at Cincinnati. He was a heck of a defensive coordinator at the Ohio State University, mind you. And this is a guy that you got to be patient with. It's the NIL. We're in a new world. I thank you. Thank you for the positivity, Chrissy. I needed that right now.
Year 3 is so important for any head coach. I felt like that way 2 years ago with Marissa Mosley. I'm feeling that way with Luke Fickell this year. But I think what's different is obviously we have a quarterback in Billy Edwards Jr. And I'm saying we because even though I graduated, I am still vicariously a student, and I have suffered enough that I am going to claim if they do well. But
you get to say we. You're a Badger for life.
I am a Badger for life. But having Billy Edwards Jr. come in, you know, it's the same story of, okay, you're getting a fifth-year quarterback. But if he stays healthy, then this is good sign for this team. He's a very strong player from Maryland. He's had a lot of good plays. He's had a lot of experience. And then the offensive coordinator carousel that's been happening as well, I think is a huge change. And actually, Billy Edwards, he talked about it, of what Jeff Grimes is going to bring to this team entering the season.
We're going to be a violent attacking
got me
offense
fired up
that
right
will
now.
impose its
But I
own
tell you
opponents
what,
through a dominant run game, vertical passing game, and distortion in order to disrupt, disorient, and dictate terms to the defense.
Yes, sir.
Well, hand up, Chrissy. I talked over the first 3 seconds of that because I'm getting a little distracted out here. A lot going on at TPC. But I think that the Phil Longo fatigue is part of the reason that we're seeing the doom and gloom. It feels like you're going to go back a little bit more to that Wisconsin Badgers style of football, that let's beat you up, let's punch you in the face inside, and just try to wear you down over the course of 60 minutes. And I think Badger fans are very excited to welcome that back.
Absolutely, and that's kind of what Edwards had said, that Jeff Grimes, is that they're going to revert to this happy medium offense where you're not
Chrissy,
going
do you hear me?
I do, I have you.
Oh, no, we might be down. If that happens, Chrissy, I might have to send us to break real quick. We are the Saturday Scramble here on ESPN Wisconsin, 100.5 ESPN Madison, and the ESPN Madison YouTube page.
Stay tuned. Saturday Scramble continues after this on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Greg Scalzi here for Total Athlete Performance. They're here to provide elite performance training for serious athletes in the Madison area. And there's a new Verona TAP facility open inside of the Verona Athletic Center. Summer speed, agility, and semi-private options are now available at both Verona and Windsor locations, and now offering monthly subscription payment options. Plus, you can download the new Total Athlete Performance app for remote training options all year round. Visit tapwisconsin.com. That's tapwisconsin.com.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
And as Pella goes into another windup, it's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years.
Pella also provides a free in-home consultation, which includes a no-obligation quote.
That's always a great play because working with one of Pella's design experts is such a wonderful, no-pressure get-together. I know this from experience.
With a range of affordable options and products assembled in the USA, you can get the look you want at a price you can afford.
And there's no reason to wait with this incredible deal going on.
Get no interest and no payment for up to 2 years.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply in 6/30/2025.
The ESPN Madison Open, presented by Coors Light, is back. On Monday, August 4th, the ESPN Madison crew is packing up our bags and teeing off at TPC Wisconsin for a day on the links. This year's Open is benefiting Mentoring Positives, a nonprofit based right here in Madison, dedicated to uplifting youth and families through mentoring, athletics, and youth entrepreneurship. The ESPN Madison Open, also brought to you by Carbless, Zimbrick Honda, Siding Unlimited, Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, Clear Vision Pro Wash, and Vortex Optics.
Jim Rutledge here. It's officially camping season, which means I will be using my big blue truck from Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. What does that mean? It means it's a customized buying experience. If you're an expert and you know what you want, they're happy to let you take the lead. And if you have a ton of questions, Aaron, Tyler, and the whole team at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb will make sure they can answer them all. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Starion Bank redefines local banking in Madison. As a community bank with a commitment to Dane County, experience a banking relationship where your goals are our priority. Enjoy competitive deposit and loan rates and a partnership that thrives on local engagement and support. Starion Bank is more than a full-service financial institution. It's a community pillar dedicated to your prosperity. Visit one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, offering banking, lending, mortgage, and cash management.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Summer is here, and there's no better way to celebrate than with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. I've been telling you for years how great Door County Distillery is. Locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. The sun is shining, and so can the Rock Island rum from Door County Distillery in your summertime cocktail. Otherwise, vodkas, gins, whiskeys, brandies, and more. It's all available from the award-winning Door County Distillery. Find a huge list of unique cocktail recipes and the retailer nearest you, doorcountydistillery.com. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
You're listening to Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Give me the green light. Oh, yeah. Cause I'm ready to go. Let's have a good time. Let's go. What you waiting for? You only got one life. One life. And we gon' live it up. So give me the
And welcome back to the Saturday Scramble here at TPC Wisconsin for the Vibez Golf outing. We were joined earlier by Jon Arias and Pablo Iglesias. They are now scrambling. The shotgun start just took off. They're out moving around to their holes as we speak, which means it is me, Wally Lukachinsky, and Chrissy Birdsall back at the ESPN Madison studios, doing a great job as always producing us and making sure that when I make the mistakes out here in the field, which I feel like we got to see very recently at the end of that break, losing things and falling apart, Chrissy. This is why they can't trust the Wally guy when it comes to technology.
You're learning. That's what it's all about. But it sounds like TPC Wisconsin is a complete vibe, literally. And, I mean, the sun's coming out for you guys. Could be a more perfect day.
Could it be? Now we got the wind blowing a little bit, too, so I'm hoping you got a little extra kick here on the drives for these guys. Tell you what, too, I'm pretty fired up. This is my first time doing the Saturday Scramble in quite a while, and you guys have a fun topic, a fun segment that you guys do called Doom or Boom? Or Boom or Doom?
Boom or Doom.
I should have known that with the Rizzler, the Costco guys. I should have had that ready, but I'm ready for Boom or Doom, Chrissy Birdsall.
We've had all the introductions. We've had all the pomp and circumstance. We've had all the fuss and feathers. But it's time. It's time for Doom.
All right, this is my first time doing Boomer Dooms, my first time on the Saturday Scramble, and I got a few topics for you, Wally, about Boom or Doom. So I'm going to give you a topic, and you're going to give me a little bit of a rating on it, and my topic will probably be good. My take is going to be good, because my takes are always good. But I want to start off with the NBA draft, because we have not hit that yet, and obviously it was a big week. We saw Wisconsin natives from high school to the pros getting picked. Conkinipple from Wisconsin Lutheran. You had the Bucks making their selection at 47th, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name. But more importantly, 2 Wisconsin college players getting selected. And we had at first, Cam Jones, I believe, was the first one at 38 overall. He went to the Pacers. And then John Tonje, the Wisconsin native, going at 53rd overall to the Jazz. So my take on this is both these guys really great for their schools, their prospective programs, but I'm not looking at the numbers of who was ranked where. John Tonje is going to have a better NBA career than Cam Jones.
Oh, that's definitely a boom. I'm with you there, especially in the capacity. Get the boom. I love it. And I tell you, because I agree with you, I think that there is something to be said about if you play 8 to 10 minutes, you know that you can depend on him at the free throw line. He's gotten better as a dribbler. He's been able to drive more. I kind of like the fit in Utah, too. I know they're just happy that he actually wants to go and play for the Jazz, unlike another selection of theirs.
You're talking about Ace Bailey? You can't make fun of the Rutgers guy.
Why not? He chose to go to Rutgers. What's so bad about Utah?
What's so bad about Rutgers? We make fun of Rutgers.
I forgot we have a Jersey girl in the house. I got to be careful with what I say here. I'm Western PA, so I don't exactly have the affinity for you folks like 5 hours to east of me because Sheetz is better than Wawa.
Okay, we won't get into that one. I'm giving that one a doom, though.
Wow! No, that was like 5 booms. That was 5 booms.
All right, we'll give you can get 5 booms.
All right, good.
But I think that's the thing, is that John Tonje, I mean, I've only seen Cam Jones play once or twice when they played Wisconsin, and he played really well against Wisconsin. But John Tonje just consistently is good in and out, and the only reason he got drafted so late is because of his age. If he played that way at 21, 20, he would have been a lottery pick.
Wow, love that take. And plus, we're at the point, too, where if you do bring a guy that's 24 in, it's not like you're going to be like saying goodbye to him after like 5 years the way people are making it sound. I mean, he's not that old.
Yeah. I got one more Boomer Doom for you, and if you're looking on the ESPN Madison YouTube, you will see one of our local producers from ESPN Milwaukee, Alex Strofe, attempting a first pitch at I believe Lakeshore Chinooks is the name of the game. And let's just say it was something. It was a pitch, an attempt of a pitch, and now the conversation has been on KBN and some of the other programs is what happens next to Mr. Strofe and whether there's going to be another contest. I think they need more. I need more of this. We need to find something for Strofe to be good at.
I'm starting to lose faith, Chrissy. I mean, here's the thing. You and I, we know Strofe. Before he did the combine thing, I would have told you I thought he was an athlete. I truly thought he was. He is. And then you watch him do the 3-cone drill. I thought it was a bit until you watched this performance, too. I don't know if he has an athletic bone in his body.
I thought he did, because I feel like when he was in Madison and we had some conversations while I was an intern, he talked about being a runner, that he played sports in high school, like all of us did, probably coming into it. But now I'm not sure, and I feel like there just has to be something out there. Ping pong, badminton, triathlon. Give him something to be good at.
I feel like he'd get hurt playing ping pong after watching this. Like he'd roll an ankle and he'd go down.
That would be terrible.
If you had to guess one sport that he actually, highest level sport at this stage of life for Alex Strofe, what's the sport you think he'd be best at?
Cycling.
Wow, that's actually... Because we saw how he runs. He ain't going to be just like a distant runner.
Yeah.
Cycling. Okay.
But
I'd say swimming, but I don't know if he'd make it out of the pool.
Yeah, I feel like that would be like a dangerous activity that we wouldn't be allowed to put him in. But that was all I had for boom or doom. So are we giving that a boom or a doom?
So, okay, I guess what's the question? Like the throw, was it a boom or doom?
I think we all can agree that it's a
yes.
But
a big doom.
Do we keep trying Alex Strofe in different activities until we find what he's good at?
I hate to admit it, I'm kind of addicted to watching the struggle at this point. It makes me feel like a sick individual. But as somebody else that has like masochistic tendencies with this job, it makes me appreciate him more. He puts his money where his mouth is. He just, unfortunately, is writing a lot of checks that he can't physically cash. Well, Chrissy, thank you for jumping in here with me. No, it's a little bit unconventional show here, Saturday Scramble, but we are about to wrap up here. Huge thanks to TPC Wisconsin and the Vibez Golf Tournament having us out here today. We are going to be throwing it back to ESPN Radio. We're going to have Brewers Rockies coming up in just about a half an hour, so stay tuned for that. Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you, everybody, for the opportunity. And this has been Saturday Scramble on 100.5 ESPN Madison and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Get ready for the ultimate Saturday night at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Join us for the all-new Queen of Hearts drawing at 4, 6, 8, and 10 p.m. This is your chance for royal glory. When your name is drawn, choose the right card and you could win a life-changing jackpot up to $150,000. The longer the Queen stays hidden, the bigger